Hello, and welcome to the Star Power Cast, the definitive podcast for the game of Star Power Baseball, a game for generations where your fantasy baseball comes to life on the tabletop. We'll also discuss the history of baseball and just the present state of the game itself. I'm Jim Trovo, the baseball nerd, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Cincinnati Dennis. We hope you all enjoy the show. All right, everybody, welcome back to the podcast, Star Power Cast. I'm Jim Trovo, the baseball nerd, joined by Cincinnati Dennis and JR today. And this is a recording session on, what's the day, February 15th?
Yeah, day after Valentine's.
Right. Did everybody have a good Valentine's Day?
2 days after Friday the 13th.
One day. Are you not talking about today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Today is Sunday the 15th.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
okay,
is.
there we go. Hey, mid-February. And we haven't done, again, I feel like I start every podcast by saying, man, we haven't done one in a while. But like I'm in the peak season of my competitive season right now. I'm a robotics coach. And so I'm in like the peak robotics season. I know I know you guys are like, yeah, whatever, robotics. But hey, like, it's intense. We had an intense tournament yesterday at high school, ramming and slamming. It was like BattleBots yesterday, man. It was crazy.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so what have you been up to lately, JR?
Oh man, just been figuring out how to be a dad to an infant. For the
Oh,
last,
yeah.
Well,
That's right. Congratulations.
thank you. Actually, in 3 days he'll be 5 months exactly. So.
Oh, that's a good time. Can he hold his head up straight now?
Oh yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a strong little one, man. He's got a grip on him. It's amazing how fast they grow already.
Yeah. And it's also amazing how quick you get used to like no sleep at all.
Oh man, boy, you get used to this.
You do. It's the first few months are rough, but for the rest of your life, you're going to know what it's like to operate on minimal sleep.
Yeah, well, so I've been telling people all the time, man, I've never been this happy to be this tired. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, congrats on the new kiddo. That's always a fun time. What about you, Dennis?
Hey, man, just work. And then I have a lot of things going on in Star Power Baseball right now. A lot. I got a friend in California that we spun a game. And got a buddy in East Coast and Middle. We have a 4-player that we're going to do a round robin type progressive league.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's Terry Jones and Richard Suppan and John Deal.
Cool.
They're out there and they're going to play the 30-point progression where the winner gets 10 points, the loser gets 20.
Okay.
And we're going to play like 6 or 7 games and then finish it up.
Well, good. Well, I in January I did play. I hadn't played any games in February yet. In January I played a lot of games with the 1890s team, and I was recording it on my iPad. And I've told you this, but so I was recording these stats on an iPad, and it was going really well, seeing how they're performing. And then my iPad crashed, and it won't open the software anymore.
Yeah.
And I had about 27 games recorded, and I was upset. So I decided to just not keep stats anymore. I'm just going to play the game. So I'll keep the win-loss record right now. So right now the 1890s are like, out of 27 games played, for me, they're like 11-16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing JR's been doing. He's been looking at me throw a baseball.
Yes. And playing catch with.
Every now and
From
then,
time
yeah.
to time.
Yep. I can't hit the broadside of a barn, but I can throw 50 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know how fast I can throw anymore.
Well, that's from coming back from that
You
shoulder.
dialed it in.
What's that?
Held it in, man. You got to hitting the horse mat we had.
Okay.
He missed the barn. Those of you that have watched Cat Ballou understand that. Okay.
I don't know Camp Ballou.
Yes.
Yeah, that was an age revealer right there. I'm sorry. Okay. So, but if you guys do know what Cat Blue out there is, I mean, no offense.
Yeah.
To the Cat Ballou
They'd be my age. Yes.
Okay. Well, hey, we're here to talk to you today about some upcoming season predictions and just kind of like analysis. But the way we're going to do about it, we're going to focus on one league for this episode, and the next episode in a couple weeks we're going to focus on the other league. So today we're going to talk about the American League, and we're going to kind of go through division by division, team by team, and just kind of talk about our opinions on them, what we think they might be capable of, that type of stuff. All right. So and then maybe towards the end of the podcast, we'll talk about some more Star Power guys, including the Star Power Challenge, which we need to talk about the February one so far.
And what's coming up. Yeah, that sounds good. I think that we should start with the one where nobody has any interest in, as far as a vested interest. You're not a fan, AL West.
Okay. Well, so if you were to start with the AL West, you say nobody's an invested fan in the AL West?
Not us three.
Okay. So you want to start in Texas, or you want to start out Northwest?
Does it matter?
Let's just go ahead and start with the best team from the West last year. Let's start with the Seattle Mariners. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually think they're going to win the division again. I mean, I don't think that's too far of a call, though. I mean, they pretty much have the same team. They locked up Josh Naylor, right? They have Senior Smoke still.
Now, Josh Naylor's their first baseman, right?
Yeah.
Not even ranked in the top 10 through the shredder at MLB.
Okay.
Not even in the top 10.
But he was a 2020 guy last year.
I know it.
But I can see that, though. There's a lot of good first basemen.
If they stay healthy with the pitching that they have, there's no reason that they shouldn't win that division.
Right. And they have the same pitching as they did last year.
Which last year for them was a down year in pitching. It wasn't their like the year before.
Yeah.
24 was their, oh my God.
Yeah, and again, they have, Julio Rodriguez, and they have Cal Raleigh. Probably not going to hit 60 home runs this year. Maybe 40.
What do you think about Cal, JR?
I mean, I think that was pretty impressive to watch a historical season unfold. I mean, it was catching fire around the All-Star break, obviously. Like, oh, he could do this, and then, just to watch it continue to take off throughout the whole rest of the year, and him actually hit 60, go into the playoff push, then make the playoffs again. I mean, it was amazing. It's what you watch the game for. It was a historical season, and whether you got robbed or not of the MVP, that's obviously up for debate. I mean, end of the day, you got Bill Belichick not making the Pro Football Hall of Fame these days, so obviously the world's a little crazy. So,
yeah.
You think it's lightning in a bottle, or you think it's a repeat, able to come close to that, like 48 to 52?
I mean, I think you've seen him consistently get better and better over the last 3 years, and it all popped this year. I think that I think this is his prime. I think that we're as long as he stays healthy, there's not a world to me that he doesn't hit 50 home runs a year.
Yeah, and he just DHs the other games that he doesn't catch. So it's not like he misses significant time with days off.
He doesn't get switched out because of righty or lefty. I mean,
yeah.
He gets his at bats if he's healthy, and the man can hit.
Yeah. So we all picking the Mariners, I guess, in the West.
I'm picking the A's. I like the A's.
Okay, what do you like about the A's?
I like their lineup, man, and I like that they're playing in a little tiny ballpark.
Yeah,
I like that. I think that they're building that team to play in that park. They picked up a few, middle of the road pitchers because it's hard to attract somebody to a small ballpark, free agent. But they've got a lineup that's as good as anybody. They're evil. That lineup's nasty.
Well, they're all locked up too.
Yeah, and they're young.
Yeah, they extended all of them.
I think so.
Yeah, Brent Rooker, Jacob Wilson, and Nick Kurtz were the big three they locked up. Yeah.
Butler, they extended.
Yeah, Lawrence Butler extended him as well. And he kind of had a little bit of a down year last year, but he was still a pretty good player.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah. The other guy they locked up was Tyler Soderstrom.
And Wilson, the shortstop.
Yeah. So that core four, and let's just look at the ages of these guys. Like Nick Kurtz is 22, Jacob Wilson's 23, Soderstrom's 23, Brent Rooker's 30, so he's the old guy out of the group. Lawrence Butler's 24.
And that's the beginning of his prime.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the A's are a scary offensive force. They just got to figure out the pitching side of it. I mean, they got a couple. They picked up some. They have Severino, still an old veteran there. They I think just picked up another guy.
They picked
Aaron
up
was it Savali?
like middle of the road guys.
Yeah.
They didn't pick up anybody really because they're not going to in that ballpark. A pitcher doesn't want to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, you say the A's are first place. I still
like the A's.
I still think they're a year or two away from hitting their peak.
A year or two away, they're going to Vegas, and then they will not play there because the team will be built for this ballpark.
It would not surprise me if Texas wins it.
I think Texas has seen their day. I think Bochy leaving was huge, and kind of they've lit out of a couple of. I just don't see Texas doing it. It would stun me to see Texas not be sellers in July.
When you have a rotation led by Evaldi and DeGrom, if those guys stay healthy, I have a really hard time not seeing success.
Yeah, did they pick up another pitcher?
Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker.
Yeah.
Also,
I think they just picked up Jordan Montgomery. I think Montgomery's going back to Texas. I was trying to think if they had somebody else that they signed, but I can't find it anywhere. Yeah.
Merrill Kelly.
Yeah, well, they had Kelly last, like, toward the end of the season, right? Was that just a rental, or do they have him for this year, too?
I thought it was a rental.
I do not
I
know.
thought he re-signed there too, but I could be wrong.
Kelly would be a good sign. He's an old veteran that can give you some innings for the year.
He knows when
Either
to hit
way,
you.
like I said, the two-headed monster between Evaldi and DeGrom is pretty nasty.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a slump stopper right there. If you're on a skid, that's a stopper. One of those two is going to get you.
I also
Right.
think they need to have a big season from Wyatt Langford and Josh Young. Those two guys need to step up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm a big Royals guy. I think we all know that. And Chris Young leading the way over there. I mean, all that guy does is win. He
Yeah.
was on the Royals winning championship teams. He was, he orchestrated the last Rangers World Series. That guy knows how to win. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and Corey Seager's still there.
Yeah. If he stays healthy for a whole year, he's going to be an MVP candidate just because that's his talent level. What about the Astros? Do you think the Astros have a shot?
Always.
Always. As long as they have the trash cans. We're never going to let that down.
We aren't, but I think the Astros train has left the station.
Really? Why is that?
I think that Altuve's due for a 230 to 240 season and then call it a day. I don't see them. They've still got their cleanup guy, the left fielder
Alvarez.
/ DH Alvarez, who's still amazing. But I just don't see the bullets in the guns there.
Well, they got Carlos Correa back. They got a peak Jeremy Pena who's starting to hit his, peak careers. Altuve, not what he once was, but he's still going to be a threat in the lineup. They got Christian Walker, who didn't have a good season last year, but he's probably going to have a better one this year. They still got a really good hitting catcher with, was it Yainer Diaz? Right? They got a very young outfield. Cam Smith's new, and Jake. They need a center fielder, I think, but and they have some young people coming up. They still have Isaac Paredes at third base. No, did they get rid of him because they took Carlos Correa's moving over to third base.
Shane Brown's on the mound.
Oh, Hunter Brown's
Hunter Brown.
yeah, he's like the Cy Young candidate pitcher. They chose not to sign Valdez.
Houston always has pitching.
Yeah. And then Josh Hader, we don't know if he's actually going to be healthy.
And even if he is, relief pitchers year to year. JR knows that.
Yeah.
Probably better than anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a good 3 years in a row, that's a good career as a reliever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Houston's iffy, I guess, is what we're trying to say. Yeah.
So you're picking Seattle, and I'm picking Oakland.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody's picking the Angels.
I've got my buddy that I played out of California is an Angels fan, and I'm telling you, man, he's so sad. They build a team around Mike Trout, and Mike Trout's done. Mike Trout is pretty much over the hill. And that's a sad thing because we remember him as a rookie, and it seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
It was about 4 knee surgeries ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, was he good. Boy, was he good.
Man, okay, I think he's still good. So if you look from 2020 until 2025, right, he's not, so he was peak 2012 to 2019. If you look at his number, like he hasn't played full seasons from 2020 till now, right? But if you look at his overall stats, he's a 260 hitter, but he's also a 913 OPS guy in those years. He's still a beast. He's just not what he's still what he was.
He's just not Mike Trout.
He's just a beast for 12 games out of the year.
Yeah, you know, that month that he plays in that season, it's awesome. You know,
there it is. Yeah.
You know what? One thing I think it does guarantee about Mike Trout, he's not on PEDs.
Yeah, well,
because like if he was a 1990s player or 2000s player, right now he'd start peaking out, right?
Yeah,
because that's what those guys did.
Where's the argument for Griffey? Because everybody says he started getting hurt. That's why he was on PEDs.
JR's on my team there. Yes.
Wait, you think Griffey was on PEDs? You said that before.
I have said that many times.
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was.
You're saying your argument is like, oh, Trout's getting hurt. He must not be on PEDs.
Right.
Like, all right. Well, the argument for Griffey being on PEDs was he started getting hurt at the end, and it's like,
the non-contact injuries. Yeah.
Which one is it?
Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is that. So Griffey wasn't using PEDs when he got, because my understanding from some PEDs, they help you heal faster. Right? Is that
Andy Pettit?
Yeah. So that's the human growth hormone, right? So like Mark McGwire would have times where he would, get hurt, but then like I would say that he's probably taking some drug that's helping him get better, right? Because I'm not a steroid expert, so I know there's like some steroids that like makes you bigger, stronger, faster, but some other anabolic steroids or whatever heal you, I guess. I don't know. It's all a big mess in my head. But what I'm saying is that like I don't think Griffey did PEDs because like when he was hurt, if he would have been doing them, he would have been coming back, right? He would have been staying on the field longer.
Could be.
Yeah. Anyway,
moving along.
Poor Mike Trout. Sorry, Angels fans.
I always wanted to see Trout at the big stage, and he only played few playoff games and didn't do well.
I was talking to a kid the other day about
swept by the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
I was talking to a kid about the Angels the other day. I'm like, do you realize that the Los Angeles Angels? And I've probably said this on the podcast before. The Los Angeles Angels had the 3 greatest players of their generation on one team at one time. They had Mike Trout, they had Albert Pujols, and they had Shohei Ohtani on one team. Like the greatest players of the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. Yeah.
And did not make the playoffs.
Now, they're all at different ages and different times in their career, but still, like, you had the 3 greatest players for the past 25 years. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we move on to next?
Let's save the Central.
Okay, go to the East?
Let's go to the East.
This is a weird division this year, man, because those teams have spent some bank.
Orioles right out of the gate.
Let's talk about the Orioles. Dude. First of all, Pete Alonso.
Yikes.
Yeah, how do you go wrong there? I mean, he's playing first for anybody.
In Camden Yards. That dude's hitting balls out off the freaking building across the street.
And, Pete Alonso can go to right field.
No problem.
That's where the ball carries.
I'm thinking that the Orioles had a bad year last year because I think they, that year before they got swept by the Rangers because they were I think they were a 100-win team.
Yeah.
And they just got their tire flattened or whatever, how you want to say it. And so coming into that next year, like, everyone knew their pitching wasn't going to be great. I still think Gunnar Henderson had a good, solid year, but people wanted more out of him.
Ain't no Bobby.
He's not Bobby Witt, no. But like Adley Rutschman was a major disappointment.
Yes, he was. But can he come back from that?
I think he can. I think actually I've heard a lot of skepticism about him, thinking that he's a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
So I think Rutschman's got he's got something to prove. But here's the thing with that Orioles team when in the 23 season when they should have won. No, 23 season when they were really good. Or was it 24? It was 24. Yeah.
Okay.
And no, it's 23 because that's the year the Rangers won. Sorry.
Right.
Okay, so they were really good that year. and they had a great clubhouse personality, right? They got the young guys coming up. They have all these cool kids. And then, the next couple of seasons were disappointments. But I think Pete Alonso is a type of guy that you're going to put in this clubhouse. And he's a leader. He's energetic. He's like, I can't believe the Mets got rid of this guy. I cannot believe it.
He's there for one reason. He's there because he thinks they can win.
Yeah.
Pete got enough money from anybody that offered it to him to be generationally rich.
Yeah.
So going to the Orioles, I think he sees something.
Yeah. I think they're definitely, I think they're offensively going to be good if they stay on the field. Like Colton Cowser's got to stay on the field. Jordan Westburg's got to stay on the field. They got a couple other people coming up. So Ballesteros, I think.
Holiday.
Jackson Hall. Well, that's the other guy. Okay, we were talking about the hamate bone earlier today during dinner, and we were talking about these guys broken hamate bones. Francisco Lindor, Corbin Carroll, Jackson Holiday is the other guy that broke his hamate.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
That's June or July.
List.
What's that?
The list.
Yeah.
Spring training day one was not friendly to many people.
No.
Many people.
Yeah. No. Hopefully he'll come back, but wrist injury is always tricky, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Orioles, I don't think they're going to win the division. I think they're a good, solid wild card possibility pick because I just don't think their
But they
pitching's
make
there
that
yet.
division tough.
They do. Yeah.
That division's tough.
Well, even like a team like the Tampa.
there's no punching bag in that division.
No, there's not. There is no weak sister in that division. There's no St. Louis
Baltimore
Cardinals.
Baltimore doesn't have the arms to keep up, but they're gonna hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes them dangerous, especially late in the season when pitchers are a little bit tired.
Yeah. I mean, but the Tampa Bay Rays, I think they're going to be about the same.
They're always an 80-win team at least.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're a 500 ball club that can win 10 more games. They can do it. If they get hot, they can do it. But they're a 500 ball club that can win 90.
Yeah. Who they get? I thought
They just have a great philosophy. The one guy they let go was Brandon Lau.
Oh yeah, he went to didn't he go to the Tigers?
I think so.
Yeah, they're busy signing Verlander again too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Brandon Lowe's he's one of the best second basemen in the past 5 years, man. He's
Yes.
a really good second baseman.
Yes.
So Tampa Bay, they're Tampa Bay. I mean, what are you going to say about them?
They're
consistent.
They were involved in a 3-way trade with the Cincinnati Reds, and they picked up 2 Reds prospects, which scares the bejesus out of me. Which means we should have looked at these guys before we said yes. Should have looked at these guys.
In the big leagues this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Red Sox?
I mean,
They picked up Ranger
their
Suarez.
pitching is unreal.
Yeah.
They picked up 2 or 3 pitchers.
They got Suarez. They got Crochet still.
Yeah.
They got Brian Bayo.
I mean, that's the deal right there. Crochet is the Cy Young next year.
I think he's heading in that direction.
Can't
Definitely.
believe he didn't get it this year. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think a lot of that was the voting because of the name and Scooble though. He's a Cy Young guy, man. Scooble's good.
well, yeah. Listen, I'm not trying to take anything away from Scooble, but my God, like Crochet just 15 punchies a game. Like, are you
Yeah.
serious?
That's crazy, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
He's just a
talking
big
about
dominant
slump
lefty.
stopper.
Yep. That's a good team. I like that team.
Can hit. They're athletic. I mean, they've got plug and play all over the field. It's hard to lose with that.
What's their center fielder's name? Jaron Duran.
Duran, yeah.
He's a beast. Everybody's been talking about they're going to trade him. They're going to trade him. It was the rumor the Reds are going to have to give up Rhett Lauder and Chase Burns to get him, and the Reds wouldn't do it.
I didn't believe that.
I didn't either. It was just rumors. Just rumors.
Yeah.
They were asking for Cole Reagans from Kansas City.
And that's not happening.
Yeah. No, they're like Kansas City knows better.
See, what's the Red Sox doing, though? They're building the team to win the division on the mound. That's what they're wanting to do. I got good lineup. It's nothing like, oh, my God, this guy's – you're scared to death of these guys, but they're pitching.
No, but I'd take them in every lineup.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but you're not, the pitching you're afraid of.
Yeah, and they always have Fenway.
And they did pick up Ranger Suarez.
Oh, I know who on the Red Sox is going to burst out this season. This name we hadn't thought of. He just replaced Corbin Carroll on Team USA, and it's Roman Anthony.
Oh, yeah. There's another one everybody's trying to trade for.
Nah, they're not going to give
They signed him 10 years, I believe.
they don't need to get rid of that guy.
Did they not, JR, sign him for 10?
I want to say 8, maybe. I mean, it could be 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was
yeah,
a long term. We talked about that one day. That's a long term. Yeah, he's locked.
I bet he busts out this season. If he has a showing during the World Baseball Classic and he becomes if he performs well and if they make it to the finals, Roman Anthony's going to be going into the 2026 season with a lot of panache, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Same type of rise as Carlos Beltran when he hit the scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
So again,
That guy
if
just
Roman
got inducted into the Hall of Fame, so there's that.
Yeah.
Beltran and Andrew Jones.
Andrua.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, if Roman Anthony has the type of year the type of player that people are predicting him to be, the Red Sox will be scary.
Ah.
Definitely. And then again, it's the AL East theme here. All the teams are scary. Okay, so here's the two teams that are usually at the top for this division in the past couple of years anyway. Well, Toronto, I guess, it took a while to get there, but let's talk about the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Who you want to talk about first, Yankees or Blue Jays?
Let's go with the Yankees.
Okay. Basically, have the same team as last year.
Couple ads, but not many. Yeah.
I mean, who'd they add?
Well, they're moving Chisholm to second base,
That's where he was in the last part.
keeping him there.
Yeah, that's where he was in the last
Postseason, yeah.
They kept Ryan McMahon at third. I think that's a wise choice because he doesn't cost you very much. He's a great fielder, and if he hits, you'll get lucky.
Yeah.
They brought back Goldschmidt for a year.
That I think is an overlooked move
I do too.
because Goldschmidt's going to be a bench player
Yeah,
and a spot starter
yeah.
and late inning defensive replacement.
Or if Ben Rice gets hurt, you have Paul
You got
Goldschmidt.
Yeah,
Their outfield's pretty much the same because they brought Bellinger back.
they did. That's a coup. That was a big move.
And the big difference this year is they're going to have a fully functional Luis Heel beginning the year, if he doesn't get hurt. Hopefully,
I
hopefully,
think you're gonna see a different Bellinger too.
yeah. Hopefully, I mean, because Cody had a good year last year, 270, 100 RBIs is pretty good, 20-something home.
Well, they
20
signed him for 5 years, so he's finally not like,
he has a home.
oh gosh, am I gonna be here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think Bellinger's the better sign than Juan Soto because it's not as expensive, and it's not. You didn't have to invest all those years. Their outfield looks good. The one big mistake I think they made was giving the qualifying offer to Trent Grisham. They spent $20+ million on Trent Grisham. Now, I know he had a year last year; he had a whole bunch of home runs, but a lot of things that you don't think about with Trish Grisham, he only hit 9 doubles. So yeah, he had a lot of power, but most of that, and ironically, a lot of that power came on the road.
Wow.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you got a good solid center fielder. You just had to overpay for it. So
Talk to me about the Yankees bullpen.
it's a lot of guys that I can't remember their names.
Yep.
I'm glad they got rid of Devin Williams, didn't re-sign him because he was not fit
Not
for-
in Yankee Stadium.
Nah.
He was not a fit.
I don't know who their no, I know who their closer is. They got David Bednar as their closer now.
Bednar.
Yeah.
yes.
Their bullpen's going to be fine. They're going to go find guys that are dominant, and they send them up and down. That's what they usually do with their bullpen anyway. They have maybe 2 or 3 guys that are all year there, and then they just send the rest of them up and down. So their starting pitching is going to be great, though, because when they get Garrett Cole back, hopefully.
May. We're
yeah.
talking about May with Cole.
Yeah. So adding him to the rotation is going to be a boost for Rodon and Fried and
Schlittler. But you
Schlittler.
said, didn't he hurt him? You said,
he says, I think the news the other day was talking about a lat muscle issue.
oh, man.
Yeah.
JR, tell us about a lat muscle issue on a pitcher.
I can tell you definitely need it and don't want it to be sore.
That's what they're
It's,
saying about
it's
Schlittler.
Yeah, it's your decelerators and, well, I mean, obviously not all of it, but it's a big part of your decelerator and
Yeah.
definitely, well, try driving with no brakes. You tell me how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the Yankees will be okay. I think it'll be kind of like what they were last year. So not a big deficit.
90, 92,
Yeah.
94.
Yeah, they had 94 last year, so I think maybe about the same.
That's good enough most divisions for first place.
Yeah. And so Blue Jays the same as well. They picked up a different pitcher though. They got Dylan Cease.
They got Dylan Cease. That's a coup. That's big.
I know Dylan Cease is really good. I just don't. Is he the guy that pushes him over the edge?
They were over the edge. They were 2 outs away from winning the whole thing,
Yeah.
beating the almighty, ungodly Dodgers.
They were one hit. They were one fly ball away from.
They
beating
were
them.
a slow guy on third base away from winning the World Series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
But they don't have Bichette anymore.
No, that's a big loss. That's a huge loss.
And they just lost Anthony Santander again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, are those guys that were those guys that showed up in the postseason, like your Lucas, your Ernie Clements, that type of guy, are they gonna have that year again? Like you think?
They didn't have that year. It was the end of the year that they had.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about the Toronto's, JR?
I think losing Bichette is a big blow that people, aren't talking enough about. Like, yeah, the Blue Jays are going to be great, but like you take that kind of production out of the middle of your lineup, it's hard to replace that.
You know what you lose with Bichette that you have to get? You lose 200 hits
Right.
because that's what he does. He gets on base.
If he didn't get hurt, he would have led the league in hits.
Yeah. Yeah, you're losing 200 hits and 20 homers. That's monstrous. Yes, you're right. That could put them predicting on wins there, 88, 90?
Yeah.
Yeah, because both them and the Yankees last year were both 94 and 68.
Yes.
And honestly, I think they're kind of on even keel still. I mean, minus Bichette. I mean, that I think losing Bichette kind of might put the Blue Jays just a tad bit below the Yankees, but the Blue Jays did pick up Dylan Cease, so they're Blue Jays pitching wise, and with that new guy that you want to talk about, Ye Savage, right? Like, is that guy going to be the real deal?
I'm rooting. I love to watch the young guys, man.
Yeah.
I love it. And Ye Savage was the real deal in the playoffs. No doubt about that.
And if they can have a healthy Shane Bieber, but I just heard that they had to shut him down for a bit because he had forearm fatigue.
Look out.
Yeah. But Barrios didn't even make the playoff roster last year for the World Series, and he's still a guy that's going to throw him 160 to 180 innings.
Yeah.
And he's still a decent starting pitcher. He's
All right, so who are you picking to win that division?
Me, man, I'm going to look for some Oriole magic.
Oriole Magic. JR, what do you say?
I think the Yankees will probably win it, unfortunately.
I think that's a logistic choice. I want to say Yankees, but my heart's with Baltimore.
I think it's going to Toronto.
Okay, well, we got 3 different choices.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
But see, then that's the great thing about the East, though, is like you can pick different people,
And then it's going to wind up being Tampa Bay.
and it's not it's not going to be a crazy thing to argue because
I've picked Tampa Bay every year for the past 5. I'm not picking Tampa Bay.
And then this is the year they're going to win.
And this is the year they're going to take it all, yes.
This is what you need to do every year. Just don't pick Tampa Bay, and
That's it.
But you actually like Tampa Bay, right?
I love the way they do business.
I can't stand Tampa Bay.
Love the way they do business.
I just don't like Florida baseball in general.
You know what Tampa Bay reminds me of, though, is a college team. They're always reloading. They're turn it over. Send the guy to the pros. Give me some more college young guys.
Okay.
Anyway, where are we going next?
Well, the last division that we're going to talk about on this show is the AL Central.
All right. Who's the worst team in the AL Central, JR?
The White
and
Sox.
and
But,
okay.
But who knows? They got hot at the end of the year. They got quite a bit of young talent coming up, it looks like. So we'll see. But I don't know that they have enough to actually compete in the Central, but I think that maybe they won't quite be the doormat that they have been.
Right.
All right, let me throw something else at you then instead of that. How many wins? And we pretty much all say that the Central is kind of a mediocre division. It's not a stellar division like the East. It's not a kind of a down division like the West. It's kind of a mediocre division. How many wins is it going to take to win the Central?
I think it's going to take 88 to 91 because of the Tigers. With them signing Valdez, adding Verlander and obviously Scooble, like, not to mention the rest of the pitching staff that they already have, and then AJ Hinch leading the way. I don't really see where anybody else gets picked to win that division until Scooble's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said 88 to 91. So last year Cleveland won it with exactly 88 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Detroit was one game behind them. But the White Sox, like I think they're going to be a little surprising this year. I think they're not going to finish last. I think the Twins are going to finish last. The White Sox, but I mean it could be either or cuz like they're kind of roughly the same team these days. But the White Sox did pick up that Japanese guy that's supposed to be a big power dude, Munataka Murakami. So they didn't have to overspend for him or anything, but they did make some, subtle trades around and got picked up some dudes. So at least they're trying,
And they're young guys. You don't know what you're going to get. But I do agree with you there. I think that they're towards the bottom, tied with Minnesota, because Minnesota's getting rid of pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
I don't see good things happening in Minneapolis.
Well, who knows? They'll surprise you. Like they end up doing, hell, they traded 10 big leaguers last year after the break and ended up over 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they still have two really good starters with Pablo Lopez and Joe Ryan and maybe Bailey Ober if he's healthy. But like, I was on the Pablo Lopez train for a few years ago, and he just never got to the point where I thought he was going to get to.
Yeah.
But I think if the Twins have another year like they did last year, they're probably going to be done. And they got the one player, Byron Buxton, as their guy.
Oh, by the way, Byron Buxton has the fastest ever time around the bases on an inside the park homer?
No.
Yeah, fastest ever, like 14 point something.
Yeah.
Fastest ever. He's the fastest guy around the bases on an upper. Anyway, we got three first place teams.
Well, there's
3 first place teams.
Okay, so let's talk about the three teams in the Central that are going to be the fight, right? So the Guardians, the Tigers, the Royals. Let's start with the Guardians. They're essentially the same team they were last year, right?
I think I haven't seen much change.
Okay.
Have not heard a lot of earth-shattering news.
I think the Guardians' biggest strength is Stephen Vogt. He knows how to manage that club.
Definitely does. And coming as a backup catcher and then ending his career with a home run. What a great story.
I just think that last year sucked for them because they had the whole Emmanuel Clase storyline where
right.
He's gambling and it just that kind of, they still made the playoffs and did okay, but that just kind of wrecks your club, man. Especially when it's, one of the world's best closers in the game that was doing illegal things.
Yeah.
But they still have an awesome bullpen, no doubt. They got Cade Smith and Hunter Gaddis and other guys, and they have this young dude that I think is going to be a Cy candidate called Gavin Williams on their starting staff. I think he's really, really good. And he's 25, and so we'll see how he goes. But
JR wins a pitcher's peak. What age?
It's hard to tell now. I got high school kids throwing 102 miles an hour, so I don't really know what to tell you there. Then you got Paul Skeens doing what he's doing. It seems like it's getting younger and younger, but I'd say 24 to 28.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that guy fits right in there.
Yeah. And Gavin Williams is the type of guy that can match up against another team's ace.
Yeah.
And give a good game. Offensively, Guardians.
Well, they got Jose Ramirez.
They got Ramirez. They got
Jose Ramirez.
Best third baseman.
I think he's the most underrated player in the game. He is amazing.
Yeah. No,
yeah, I don't understand where there's any argument there. He's so good. He's the only thing that they've had over the last few years, and I guarantee you, if you polled 99% of the MLB fans, they would have told you that Detroit won that division last year.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jose Ramirez is just the Guardians are a clear example of how they rely on this one player to be the guy.
Yeah.
And Jose Ramirez is that. He puts the whole team on his shoulders.
And they follow.
And you can tell the course of a Guardians game by the look on Jose Ramirez's face. Because he's not a super emotional player, right? But you can tell when he's mad, you can tell when he's glad, you can tell when the game's going well or when it's not. And then, like, I think the Guardians live and die by Jose Ramirez.
Tell you what, I'm a fan. I love watching him play.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's not pick a winner yet. So let's talk about the Tigers.
Tigers, I like the pitching.
They made a lot of pickups.
Except for Verlander. I'm not a fan right now. Verlander, you need to call it a day.
No, I don't think so, man. He needs to be somewhere that'll actually give him run support.
Yeah.
That difference of opinion. I think Verlander, second time through the lineup, gets shelled. He's what, 42?
I don't know. We'll see.
I think he's 43.
43,
Yeah.
okay. Do you think at 43, Nolan Ryan is at the top of the game? Verlander's not Nolan Ryan.
I think he is. I mean, he went through his second Tommy John? No. Yeah. I don't know. I think he still pitched 150 innings last year. The Giants gave him 0 run support. He still had a 3.85 ERA as a 42-year-old.
What K per 9?
K per 9 was 8.1 as a 42-year-old.
Above league average.
That's Nolan Ryan-esque, and
close.
for his 40s.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I'm glad the Tigers picked him up. I think that if this is his last year, it's a good send off.
I don't think it is his last year. I think he's trying to get to 300.
I think
he's going to be the last guy to do it.
We were talking about that. He's what, 24 wins?
He's third. How many wins does he have? He's got. Let me look. I was just there. He has 266 wins, so he's 34 away.
I don't see it happening.
If he plays for 3 more years, he can get it. But he can't go 4-11.
No, and he can't.
Yeah.
He's on pace to do Tommy John numbers, 288.
Well, Mike Messina ended around there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past him to be a hard hitter enough to actually try and.
At age 47,
Yeah.
pull the early win on us and
Yeah.
get that 300th win and say, I'm done.
But man, the Tigers with the 1-2 punch now with Skubal and Valdez.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Valdez is done. I think he's going to be pretty good still.
Anytime you have two that can stop, as we were just talking about in the, AL West, anytime you have two that can stop, that stops that long losing streak, that 7-game losing streak that you can't afford to have at certain times. That and two guys like that, yeah, I got you.
Okay. So yeah, Tigers kind of looking the same they did last year. They picked up Brandon Lau and did they get anybody else that they picked up off? I don't think so.
I don't think they did. No.
Okay. So last but certainly not least, I'm just going to start this question off to JR.
Turn it over to
Okay.
him. Yeah.
So is this the year of Jack Caglione?
I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
I think it'll be more so the year of Carter Jensen for sure.
Okay.
Because he's going to spend the whole year in the big leagues. Again, if he stays healthy, that's the key, right? But he is a big-time bat that figured it out, obviously, because it translated and got better at every level on the way up last year. And that includes the big leagues. And to me, that's a Kyle Schwarber type bat.
Well, I know the one thing you're excited about too is the fences.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think quite honestly, Jack Caglione's top, first 10 at bats in the big leagues. If the fences are 10 feet closer, and he's got 3 home runs, But, end of the day, we'll see how it goes. I think that there's no way that you don't have Cags up in the big leagues all year. You don't send him down. You just let him grind and figure it out in the big leagues. I think that he's a guy that there's a real chance that he might figure it out in 2 years. He might figure it out this year, but I also think that he's in a good situation and a good clubhouse with the guys that we have in there between Salvi, Bobby, and Vinny, and the rest of the guys. There's a good veteran presence, but I don't think that there's a toxic clubhouse, and I don't think there's a world where he goes down a path where he can't, come back from it and actually fulfill that top 6 round pick potential he's got.
Yeah.
I like your third baseman too.
Oh, Miguel Garcia is fantastic, man. I can't wait to watch him continue to get better and better.
Now, where does he hit in the lineups? He hit second, third?
First.
Oh, he leads off. Okay.
So we got him, then Bobby, then Vinny, then Salvi, then take your pick. Between Cags, Carter. Uh, I guess we traded for Isaac Collins and uh,
Yeah,
who
I
else?
was I was blown away. The Brewers traded away Isaac Collins.
Yeah, Nick Mears is going to end up being the bigger part of that trade for us.
Yeah, because like when I saw that you guys got Isaac Collins, I was just like, man. And I only remember this because like when I made the Brewers, I looked at the Isaac Collins card. I'm like, is this guy actually this good? Yeah, so Isaac Collins is a good pickup.
We'll see, right? And then just like Lane Thomas, right? We'll see if he's healthy. He crushes lefties.
Yeah,
Um,
and you guys still got Carlos Estevez, correct?
and Urseg, and we picked up Matt Strom. Like our bullpen is going. Mears.
Matt
Our
Strong.
bullpen's going to be really good. Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe the Phillies traded
So
that dude away.
we'll see. I don't think that we did enough as far as picking up a bat goes, but at the end of the day, Vinny's a 30 and 100 guy. Salvy's a 30 and 100 guy. Bobby has the potential to be a 30 and 100 guy. If you got Cags and Carter hitting 20 apiece, um, that's a pretty potent lineup right there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
plus our pitching is a bonus for sure.
yeah.
We didn't trade any of it away, and we gained depth at the All-Star break. So, as I've said throughout the whole thing here, it's if they can stay healthy with every team, and luckily, I feel like the Royals have talent and depth, which is tough.
Yeah. So here's the question then. Let's talk about 1, 2, 3 in the division. We have these three teams that are going to be.
We're all in agreement. Those are the three teams to watch.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm picking at third place. I'm picking Tigers
Okay.
because I think Justin Verlander is going to pitch them out of the playoffs.
Okay.
In second place, I'm going with Cleveland, and I picked the Royals to win that division, and Bobby Witt to be the MVP finally because I think Judge is going to get hurt.
Judge is certainly due to get hurt because he's had 2 years where he hasn't.
Well, Bobby Witt is without a doubt when they do the metrics, Bobby Witt's the best all around player in the game.
Yeah.
And it's not even close. They did on MLB. The Shredder pulled out the best of the best, and they did defense, offense, base running, the 5 tools. And Bobby Witt is the best 5-tool player in the last 20 years.
Okay. I'm going to go. Man, I hate repeating you, but actually, no. I'm gonna say Guardians 3, and I'm gonna say Tigers 2, Kansas City 1, because I think Kansas City still has the same core of team that they've been using, and I do think it's Bobby Witt's team now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that some of these young guys are going to be okay. We need to step up. We need to be that team. But I do think it's going to be 1 or 2 games between all 3 teams. So I think it's going to be one team has 87.
JR told us 88 to 90.
Right, but I think all 3 of them are going to be there.
All right.
So predicting this division is super hard because by the end of last week it could be anybody's division. But I think the Guardians third, Tigers second, only because too much turmoil with the whole Scooble free agency thing. So I think if they struggle this year at all, those talks are going to come back, and it's going to kind of wreck them as a team.
If they struggle at the beginning of the year before the All-Star.
Yeah. So but now if the exact opposite happens, then they're going to be good.
And they're going to buy.
Yeah.
And they're going to try and extend him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I picked Kansas City just because I think, with my Yankees, analysis, I think they have the same team, and if the formula is working, don't mess with it, And so their formula has been working, they just need to get over a hump with, that division because we call it a mid division, but it's a tough division.
Oh, every team's those top 3 teams are the same team. Anybody can win that division right there. Like he was saying, 88 to 90, 91, 92. That's 4 games and 3 teams, and I think all of them will be in that 88 to 92 win range.
Yeah. All right, JR, what do you got?
No, I mean, I agree. I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with, as much as I want the Royals to win the division, I don't think we did enough with the offensive side of the baseball this offseason. So I think that I'm going to have to go with the Tigers winning the division. I think it'll be a battle between the Royals and the Guardians, excuse me, who's going to take the wild card. And at the end of the day, it may be a 2024 again when all three of them make it.
Yeah.
Just depending on how the rest of the league shakes out.
A lot of it also depends on how bad they beat up the White Sox and how bad they beat up the Twins. Because that's basically, in my opinion, those two teams are going to determine the winner of that division. Whatever team goes to Minnesota and goes 10-3 and goes against the White Sox and goes 10-3, that team wins the division.
Right.
If you go 8-5 or 7-6 against those, or even 6-7, I think that'll beat you.
Yeah.
Because I think you're going to see 6-7 and 7-6 with the top three. I think they're going to split everything.
Okay. So,
and you remember last year, the bottom dwellers were your downfall into Kansas City.
Right.
Yes. So that this year I see Kansas City flipping the script and saying, no, they're not going to beat us.
Mm-hmm.
I just see that happening.
Okay.
Well, no, it was really more or less we beat the bottom feeders, and then when we had to beat the top dogs, we just didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
That's what kept us in it so long was being able to get the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And JR would give his right arm to change managers in Kansas City.
Is it still
Courtrell? I definitely feel like we could, do I like him? Yeah, I think he's good. Do I think there are better managers out there? I do. Do I think there are better managers out there available at the moment? Maybe not necessarily, but at the same time, if we're going to go, if somebody's going to go out and try getting Vitello to do a spark plug type situation, I would have been fine with the Royals doing that. It sucked last year for me looking at the lineup getting sent out, knowing that there's an absolute problem with the lineup immediately, and then watching that spot in the lineup cost us the game later.
Okay, so what about, I'm going to throw something at you then. What about this? How about a player manager with Salvador Perez?
Nope.
No?
No, that's too much. I mean, Salvi could handle it, but at the same time, like, the guys have roles for a reason.
Yeah. I just say it because I want to see the return of the player manager. I really want to see it.
You can't have two different hats and win a world championship.
Yeah. It's too old school. That's what they did in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah. Well, you got people betting on games and shit. You can't do that.
All right, so who wins? So, JR, in your opinion, who do you think is going to take the AL this year?
Honestly, I think that you never know, right? Like, I'm going to always lean towards pitching, so I think that I'm going to give you a mix of three teams.
Okay.
And I know that's probably not.
I think that's a good thing, yeah.
Okay, so I think that Boston, I think that Kansas City, and I also think that New York, depending on their pitching, if it stays healthy, the bats in New York are just too hard to pick against.
Okay,
so,
good 3 picks.
Yeah.
All right, so who do you have for 3 picks?
Ooh, coming out of it alive. I like KC because of the pitching. I like the KC because the fences being moved in are going to change that lineup. You're going to see power in Kansas City, 10-foot shallower fence. It's going to change the way they play ball. And second thing, I really like Detroit. Coming out of the playoffs, even though I picked them third, I still like them with the Guardians to make the playoffs. And when you come to a 4 out of 7, 3 out of 5, hard to beat that Detroit pitching staff, man. It's tough to beat them. When they go up 2-0 on you, that's tough to beat. Third one, I like Boston. Toronto is one of my, I really like Toronto, but I think the pitching in Boston's just too good. And I think it'll last in October. I think it'll be strong.
Okay.
Toronto let too much go with Bichette. They're not going to be the same team.
Yeah.
When you said that after I picked them to win the division, I kind of recanted myself. I'm still going to go with them to win the division, but I think they're going to get knocked.
Okay, I'm gonna pick one team because like the other teams that you mentioned, like I'd just fill in with that. But I'm gonna pick the one team that you guys did mention. That's the Seattle Mariners, and so they were one game away from going to the World Series last year, right? Because they were in the championship series against Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were one game away. They're one game away, and I want Julio Rodriguez to have his big year. I really do. I like this kid. He has a lot of growing potential, but like I still think the Seattle Mariners are a solid team. And here's a guy that we haven't talked about with the Mariners they picked up that's going to really help this club, and that's Brendan Donovan.
That is a move that's been overlooked. He is good.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, I think it's the year of Bobby Witt. I really think it's his year. I think he has got a chip on his shoulder from not winning MVP 2 years in a row and being the best player. I also think that he's coming with the 40-40 season, not a 30-30. With the fences moved in 10 feet, he's changing his MO.
Okay, so you're saying Bobby Witt MVP?
I think Bobby Witt MVP.
Okay.
But he doesn't have to change anything. I can't tell you how many times I've watched games with him hitting an absolute laser to right field. That off the bat, I'm like, oh, that's way going. And then they're standing at the wall in right field to catch it. Well, that's in the first row now.
Right, exactly. And first row is the same as the 30th row.
Right.
Yeah. So for my MVP, I'm going to pick one between two players.
Who you pick as MVP, JR?
Bobby, come on.
Okay, so that's two Bobbies. Gentry's up now.
I'm going Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez, he's
because
a fan.
I think there needs to be a conciliatory.
Central boys.
Well, my other pick, it's not Judge because like I think he's probably due to get an injury. It's actually Roman Anthony.
Wow.
I'm picking Roman Anthony. I'm going all in on Anthony, well, except for Jose Ramirez, I guess. I'm going partially all in for Roman Anthony because I think this kid is going to be something else. And he plays for the Red Sox. He's young, and like Boston will latch onto him if he has a big year.
Boston's looking for somebody to.
They need this guy. After the whole Devers thing last year,
Yeah.
they need somebody to come up and be like, "I'm the new Wade Boggs," you know.
Yeah.
I'm the new so and so for
Big
Boston.
Papi,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think he has that potential
I can see it.
because if he does, and he's a popular enough figure, and he plays for the Red Sox, that's good. That gives you a lot of votes.
I just don't think that. I think Bobby Witt's the man. I think it's the year of Bobby.
I think either Bobby or Jose would be great picks because they are caliber players that should be. They just have a dude over in New York City that is on an upper level, tier level sometimes when he plays the full season.
He is. I'm telling you what, I've never seen anything like Aaron Judge. And I've watched baseball for 60 some odd years.
But let's not count out Cal Raleigh. Because I think Cal Raleigh not winning it last year.
I think that's lightning in a bottle. I don't think he's 35 homers this year.
Not winning it last year, and if he comes out this year and has a good year, and the Mariners win, and Cal Raleigh has a productive year, and there's nobody else that kind of like has a super crazy season, he's going to get votes for that.
Let's go back in history a little bit to the 1950s, 1940s, 1950s, when the catchers were winning MVPs in both leagues. And you had two catchers that won 3 MVPs each during that period of time. Campanella for the Dodgers and Berra for the Yankees. There were guys in the outfield and the infield having better numbers years than those guys. But because they were catchers and because they were really good, they pulled 3 MVPs each. I thought Raleigh would get it last year because he was a catcher.
Yeah, and I guess they don't look at that way anymore.
That might be a thing of the past. But JR, you know this better than anybody up here. Catching is probably the most important position on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really understand how Cal wasn't MVP last year.
I mean, you think about it. You as a former pitcher, you're buying dinner for that dude every night.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, what better performance? I know Judge had the numbers year of a freak, But Cal Raleigh catching 130 games, throwing out some base runners,
Hitting 60 home
hitting
runs.
60 home runs, driving in, 130?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Barra won at batting 280, and when your batting champion was hitting 340, and
Yeah.
Barra was hitting 280, same with Campanella. The craziness. That's crazy.
Okay, so to finish it off, I heard JR earlier said Garrett Crochet for Cy Young, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, Dennis, who do you think for Cy Young?
Boy, that's tough right there. I'm going to go with a very dark horse that's going to come back with an amazing year. His name is Castillo
In Seattle?
in Seattle.
Luis Castillo.
Yes.
Okay.
He's,
Interesting choice.
He's going to have this year that's going to be, where'd this guy come from? And he's been great this whole time. He's got one out pitch. That's a changeup, and it's the best changeup in the game.
Okay, I want to stay in Seattle for my pick, but I'm going to go Brian Wu.
Brian Wu.
Dude, the
love
guy
Brian
threw
Wu.
like
I love Brian Wu. Great
the
pitcher.
dude threw what 25, 26 games consecutively with 6 IP or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a little bit of injury thing towards the very end of the
Yeah.
season. But as
When
a
they brought him in relief in the playoffs,
yeah,
it kind of didn't work real well.
as a Yankee fan though, I want to see Max Fried win it
Yeah.
just because I like Max Fried. But hey, I think Brian Wu, if he stays healthy and throws his 190, 200 something innings
Yeah.
and goes up the next level at what he is, I'm rooting for. As you can't tell, I'm kind of on the Seattle train
Yeah.
right now. I'm digging the Mariners.
I was like, did JR pick?
He said Crochet.
Crochet.
Garrett Crochet. Man, you thought he should have won last year.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So that's our AL discussion.
Yeah.
Right. So, but to close out the show, we want to talk about what's going on in Star Power Baseball, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So this month in February, we have our Star Power Challenge with the all decades teams, right?
Yeah, it's a
And,
good one too.
Right. And so this decade is the 1920s versus the 1960s.
And what's so cool about this for me and for a lot of our fans out there, they're my age. So they were buying Catico All-Star Baseball games in the 1960s. And then when we sent away for cards, we sent away and got the stars of the 1920s. The Ruths, the Gehrigs, all those players that are stars in the 1920s. So it's like my childhood all over again. This is really a very, very cool 2-team setup. And I've looked at both of these teams. I'm playing the game, my game or 2 or 3 or whatever, this coming week. And I'm excited about this. It's my favorite players.
Yeah.
Of my, JR, you grew up the 90s?
Yeah, I'm born in '88.
Okay, so you were a young kid in late 90s and early 2000s.
Best time in baseball history.
Okay, who's your players? Name 3 players that just go, those are my guys.
Well, I caught the tail end of George Brett, and he's a huge hero of mine because he also spoke at team banquets and things like that in my travel organization growing
Okay.
up. So I count that, but also who I actually remember. I watched Johnny Damon grow up. I watched Carlos Beltran grow up, and I watched Jermaine Dye grow up, and to me, that's pretty big time in Royals history. Those are my, Mike Sweeney was a huge part of my childhood watching him play. I watched Alex Gordon struggle as a third baseman and go to the outfield and become a Gold Glover, all while watching him be a stud from Nebraska and go to the World Series, College World Series for them, and us take him at such a high pick. And he was supposed to be the next George Brett, and then he wasn't, obviously, and then found his way into the outfield and watched Salvi grow up, and it's just it's hard to pick, man. It's been a fantastic ride.
Okay, so check this out. You're going in the late 80s, early 90s when you're a junior high kid and you're watching the All-Star game on TV, and I'm sure you did.
Absolutely, that was awesome.
Who you looking at in the All-Star games in the late 80s and early 90s? Who you looking at?
Man, that was back when you were getting, the Larry Walkers, the Randy Johnsons, the John Crooks, Frank Thomas. that era.
So
Man,
throwing that, and then you come back with the earlier 80s, you would like to see the 90s and the 80s play, because that would be that would throw you right back as a 10-year-old.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that was still tough guy baseball around then.
You got it. You got Gentro. What about you? What your age is the same as his?
No, I'm much older than him.
A little bit older. Okay, so you're mainly the early 80s.
I'm the 80s kid, and yeah, so
no, middle 80s. Yeah.
Well, I was born in the 70s, right? So my first player that I had attachment to and was just like thought that he was a superhero was Don Mattingly, right? So Don Mattingly was the guy for me.
So when you made the teams, is Don Mattingly the 80s guy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Without
he's the 80s.
Without a doubt.
Who else you got in there that you watched that you loved?
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson.
Yes.
Yeah, Ricky Henderson was the guy.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah. And when I was a kid, a lot of you watched baseball differently because you had basically two channels. You had WGN, which was the Cubs. I thought okay of the Cubs, but it was the Turner Network with the Braves, and I really loved those '90s Braves teams a lot. So I loved the three-headed monster with the Braves with Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz.
I named my son Maddox.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like that was fun. Griffey, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, Griffey was great. And even like when I was approaching my, when I was in my early 20s, it was the 98 season with the Yankees coming back and being great with the 114-win season, but it was the home run chase year, right? I mean, it's tainted now when you look back at the steroid era, but it was still a cool time in history when you had Sosa and McGwire doing that.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I remember I was away at college for a while, and I would call you, and we'd be talking. Oh, Sosa hit 2, McGwire hit 3.
Must watch TV.
It was just like you had to watch what was going on in that late summer, and that was like the summer of '98 was a great summer for baseball and a great October. So yeah, like to me, those were my guys. Is like Mattingly, Henderson, and then like in the '90s, it was the Braves guys. Yeah.
This is the beauty of Star Power Baseball. We have the ability to do those years, and you can play those players that you watched growing up, and we put a picture on the card. You can see it, and you can use it, and you can live and die with that guy. And I'm going to tell you this. I was just listening on my way up here tonight. I was listening to an interview with Bob Kendrick, and he was interviewing Ferguson Jenkins. And Ferguson Jenkins' first All-Star game was what Bob Kendrick was asking him about. And in Ferguson Jenkins' first All-Star game, the catcher was Joe Torre. And he took the manager was Walter Alston of the Dodgers. And he came out to the mound, he took Juan Marichal out of the game, and he called in Ferguson Jenkins, who was on the Cubs, to come in and pitch. And Joe Torre went out there to go over to signs with him and goes, "Do you know who's in the on-deck circle?" And Ferguson Jenkins goes, "Hell yeah, I know who's in the on-deck circle. His name's Mickey Mantle." So the first guy he's going to ever face in an All-Star game is Mickey Mantle. And then he turns around and he looks out in the outfield. And in left field is Hank Aaron. And center field is Willie Mays. And in right field is Roberto Clemente. And this is Ferguson Jenkins, a 22-year-old kid in his first All-Star game. And this is where he is. And he's trying to describe this, and he kind of gets choked up a little bit about it because he's saying, "What more do you need to say?" And then Bob Kendrick says, "Well, what happened?" He goes, "I had really good control, and Mickey Mantle looked at a third strike. And I was really glad because that's the only batter I faced."
Yeah, I'm looking at this 60s team right now, and it's stacked with Mantle. You said Mantle, Mays, Aaron, Frank Robinson, Willie McCovey, Roberto Clemente, Joe Torre, Aparicio. But they got they actually have what I think is the best pitching card out of the whole decade set, and it's Sandy Koufax.
I made the 66 All-Star Koufax, and I made him from 61 through 66, which is the same card you have there. And it is over the top.
Yeah, it's insane. Like the
that 6-year period in the history of baseball, there's never been and maybe never will be a pitcher that dominant.
Yeah,
for 6 years.
They got their top 3 guys in pitching. They got Sandy Koufax, they got Bob Gibson, and Juan Marichal.
Well, there are 3 pitchers in the history of the game. JR, you'll appreciate this, even though you're a relief pitcher. 3 pitchers in the history of the game that over a 3-year period, over 3 years, there are 3 guys that struck out 1,000 batters in 3 years.
Okay, Sandy Koufax is one of them.
Sandy
right?
Koufax is 1.
Is it Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson is 2. And the other one's
Nolan
easy.
Ryan.
Nolan
Okay.
Ryan. Those 3 guys. JR, can you imagine that? 1,000 batters in 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're about to get out of the starting rotation for the World Baseball Classic for the USA side of things.
Yeah. That's coming up in what, another 6 weeks, 5 weeks?
Yeah, we'll dedicate an episode to it, definitely.
We made the cards last time to the WBC.
I made the USA and the Japan cards.
So
for the
fun
finals,
to
yeah.
play. I played that by myself. I played it with a granddaughter.
Yeah.
What a great set of cards that
It was
was.
fun.
That was great.
Yeah. So the other set that's in their 1920s, a lot of people in the 1920s are going to go to the classic guys like Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Rogers Hornsby, that type of stuff. But what I did with these decades
You
teams,
spotted it, man. You got
I
Bullet Rogan.
I got I put all the old Negro League players.
Well, here
in
you go,
there.
JR. You've ever heard of Bullet Rogan?
Nope.
Yeah. How about Oscar?
Okay,
How about
and-
Oscar
and
Charleston?
You know what? That really surprised me. Being from Kansas City, the Negro Leagues Museum is in Kansas City. You've never been, have you?
I have. We got our senior pictures taken there.
Okay,
Oh, you
cool.
do? Okay, cool. Bullet Rogan
Yeah.
is the center fielder in the Hall of Game.
Yeah, and the statues that are in the
Yeah,
like,
that's
field
Bullet
there.
Rogan
Nice.
out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
like these are like some of the greatest names in Negro League history. You have Oscar Charleston, Turkey Stearns, Cristobal Toriente, Biz Mackey, Pop Lloyd, Judy Johnson. Like their entire and I was like, you know what? Like these guys need to be on that all decade team because like if you go look at other baseball games around, and the video game did this a couple of years ago where they introduced these guys like Satchel Paige and stuff
Right,
for the
right,
video game
right.
and did this cool story mode. And I'm just like, you look at baseball now, it's like you got to put these guys on that team. You know, it's like they were just as good.
I'm going to tell you the Oscar Charleston card.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest players ever.
It's one of the best cards ever.
Yeah.
And I love to look at the cards to say, oh man, I got to use that Oscar Charleston card is just over. Look at that. He's got a single like Ty Cobb. He's got a home run like Melott. He runs a 5.5 plus. He's a center fielder that's a 5.5 center fielder. He's the best there is. It's just, oh my God, what a card.
Yeah,
so fun.
it's a video game card.
It is. But the whole thing about it is it's real. It happened. It's not a video game.
Yeah.
It really happened.
Here's the thing though, like the 20s pitching sucks. I mean, hey, they're major leaguers. Don't get me wrong. Hey, they're good.
Yeah.
But compared to the rest of the teams, they're going to give up 8 or 9 runs a game.
But
Easy.
they're going to score 8 or 9 runs again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm playing next week.
Cool.
I'm playing it.
Well, what else do we have going on in Star Power?
The Catico reprints are coming out quick and fast, and people are buying those. You love those Catico reprints. Right now, I'm working on the 1940s. Ethan Allen, like I told you before, gave me carte blanche. I'm just going to put a disclaimer out there. I tried to contact Catico. They're bankrupt. They're out of business. They were bought by the rights were bought by another company who is also bankrupt and out of business. There is no trace anywhere, anyhow, any way of anybody that has any rights to the Catico cards. That means that I am the sole distributor of Catico All-Star Baseball cards. And I
Are you just proclaiming this?
I am telling you, nobody else has it. And because of that, what I do is I put them on a Star Power Baseball background. And if you old guys out there want to use circle cards, you got to cut them yourself. I ain't touching it. I cut them in squares and I'll mail them to you. And they're cheap, man. They're dirt cheap. They're $8, $10 a set. And you get 40 cards in it for dirt cheap. And they look amazing. Ask a few of the
I've seen some comments on it. Yeah.
They're amazing. And it takes you back to being 10, 9, 10, 12 years. And those guys in the 40s, they're all gone, guys. These guys are gone. The guys that played in the Star Power All-Star Baseball in the 40s, they're all gone. They don't live. They're not alive anymore. Yeah. And so we're going back. And now I'm finding the guys that played in the 50s are that way too. And I played in the 60s. So this is our way of remembering. And JR just said it too earlier, and I was going to make a comment on this. When you play Star Power Baseball, this is why I brought this up about who's your favorite players from your era. When you play Star Power Baseball, you get to be 10 years old again. Mm-hmm. You get to watch your favorite players, and you go to the ballpark on a Sunday afternoon. Jared, do you remember the very first time you went to a major league ballpark?
I mean, yeah, it was Kansas City.
It was in Kansas City. What year? Give me about what year?
Oh, say 80, 89, 90.
Okay, 89 or 90. What's the first thing you remember about going through the gates and seeing something at the ballpark? What's the first thing you remember?
Just actually the little uh, ice cream helmets.
The ice cream helmets.
Yeah.
That's 10 years old, man. That's 10 years old. To remember the ice cream helmets, that's 10 years old.
Well, even younger too. I mean,
Gentry, when was your first major league game that you saw?
was it St. Louis?
We went to St. Louis, saw Ozzie Smith hit a home run.
It was the Phillies and the Cardinals, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and I was about, I don't know, 10, 11.
Close to 10.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you remember from that ballpark?
The first thing I remember was the view.
What view?
Like being behind home plate, or like in the upper deck where we were sitting, just looking past the field and seeing the arch, and just kind of like looking like at the city as the game was going on. I just remember it felt very It felt very like something spectacular that I've never seen before. Right?
Okay.
It felt like a, I don't want to use the word cathedral lightly, but that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My first Major League Baseball game, I was very young, 1960s, and went to Crosley Field. And the first thing that I remember about going to the park is it was crowded. And I lived in an apartment at the time. My family was building a house, having it built, and we didn't have a yard. We lived in an apartment. And as soon as we cleared the crowd, the grass was the greenest thing that I'd ever seen in my life. I'd never seen anything that green before. And I'll never forget that. And the smell of popcorn and hot dogs. And I'm like, this is heaven. I can't believe this. And I was just a young kid, probably 6, 7, 8 years old, to get that impression. And then later on, I got to see Frank Robinson hit the clock off of Sandy Koufax.
Mm-hmm.
But that was when I was about 9. But the green and the smell is what I remember most about that. And that's what we want when you play Star Power Baseball. We want you to smell the popcorn, and we want you to see the green grass and to see the landscape. That's why we're doing the parks now. If you haven't seen the Pittsburgh ballpark on the game board, you're missing what Gentry's talking about when he says the field. The St. Louis ballpark has the arch in the back. All of that. The Kansas City ballpark, JR's got that up at his store. All of those memories, and we want you, when you play, to be 10 again, because you can't.
Yeah, that's always cool. Hey, JR, real quick, since we mentioned DBAT, before we get going here, what's going on at DBAT right now?
Man, a lot of great things. We got our President's Day camp tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. But, college baseball kicked off this weekend, and everybody's got the baseball fever again. As soon as the Super Bowl got over, we got busy. So,
yeah,
it's been fantastic, man. It's my favorite time of year. Pitchers and catchers have reported, and life is good.
Excellent. Well, thanks you guys for the conversation, and you guys all out there, remember that the dice are nice,
but the spin will always be in.